there there's such a polarization that there's a them and us, that you
Yeah.
know we're all in the same freaking race. We're all trying to get somewhere in life, and I think we don't ever figure that out either, which makes it even.
Brings us on to the next point. Well, kind of. I've put online games, and then I've put in hyphen AI and psychological tactics to curb behavior. What's your expect? What I mean by that is, I think there's been there's a since the sort of personalized YouTube option and personalized ads on social media. I think I've said this before. The only social media I've got now is Instagram, but me being in video production and web design and quite, finger on the pulse of technology and my business was in and is online video and web design and a bit of coding. I like to keep my finger on the pulse of current trends in that field. So a big thing for me is, so they gave that option, I don't know, it's about 2 or 3, been an option for a bit on it to get personalized ads. How long's that been?
I've been a good few years now, easily.
3 or something. I don't
know.
Know.
3 or 4 years, I would say, definitely.
3 or 4. I mean, last year I made the decision to get rid of my antivirus. I was like, fuck this. Like I sent you in a message. I think when you do, I'm coming up with terms that, this is the thing, right, Dave? I'm only just processing my last year of media consumption and my journey through life and what I'm doing. I'm only processing a lot of stuff that I've consumed because my reason for example, this will probably be easy to explain it on YouTube. So people get ad blocker to block the ads, whatever. I wanted to see the adverts to see how people are putting adverts together to get attention, to sell products, because that's something I do as well. And I want to see how YouTube would display to me different types of adverts compared to my journey through the online world and through the physical world. So that's kind of my ethos with everything online and everything through a screen. I want to keep my finger on the pulse to see what psychological techniques I think they might be using to sell products, to get people more engaged, to brand awareness, all the reasons that you create content for companies. So with this period where we've had the option, I mean, they say you've got the option to flick the switch off of YouTube and not have them personalized. But in my experience, I think that switch is always on. But throughout that period, I'm like, oh, right, I want to see where it goes. So whereas, I've read quite a bit on psychology over the years. I won't say I'm an expert, but I know what I know, and it's all kind of logical. And so I'll see something like, oh, they want me to click there. I obviously won't say, well, do you want me to click there and click? But I'm riding the wave, if you know what I mean, to see where it leads. Oh, so from me viewing that, and there's all these processes going on, from me viewing that, you're trying to get me through that. I'm understanding I'm the consumer, you're competing for my attention, and I'm going there. And after that, there'll be a subliminal whatever, and I'll go there. And I say I either choose to dance with it or dismiss it. My problem is, surely there's a lot more people like me who want to dance with it, want to keep the finger on the pulse. And there's people that are just blind and just consuming and go, yeah, they don't know. The job of YouTube or whichever social platform is doing its job.
Yeah.
But here's, because I worked in market research for 4 years at a corporate company, and here's the thing: if they're doing research now, if it could be the two main research categories you study for businesses and corporations are qualitative and quantitative.
Yep.
If they're doing quantitatives, which they will be doing quantitative research, a study of big data, and then organize that and see how that works and how they want to push the business forward or the strategy. But if they're doing qualitative, which is more down to the individual profile or a really honed in demographic, then how do they know the thoughts? How do they know whether someone's going along with it and where they tail off to get that quality of research findings? It just frustrates me, because I think it could be done a lot more transparently, and there's not many people that are involved that will be absolute cunts. Everyone's quite generally decent hearted, so I don't know why they wouldn't, and they probably will do in the future. I'm probably jumping the gun, but one thing I'd love to know, right? So got all this new psychograph of human consumption, human behavior. Yeah. I'm calling it a psychograph. I don't know if that's a thing, but I want to see how they visualize that graph. So I envisage a big 3D sphere, and you'll have like empathy up there, you'll have compassion, and I'd love to see how they visualize this data. Would you not?
Yeah, that's exactly how they do it. Yeah.
Is it? I want to see one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you can see a lot of those, there's the basic stuff where you're overlaying all the circles and it's a Venn diagram, but there's the other ones, that the data visualization, where you do either have it in a 2D form where it spikes and things and stuff like that.
I want the 3D hologram, mate.
Yeah, and this is what they're doing. It is a 3D because of the power of it. You can spin it around and you can see. I can't remember what the wording was, but there's a certain wording for it. And the more people that are in a certain category, the bigger that sphere is.
Right, that'll be
all comes off that, and it's all there. So they're mixing the two up. Now, I do agree with you. It's very difficult on the qualitative side. Is very difficult because that's someone's subjective opinion. You can never know what someone's really thinking, unless you can obviously be in their brain. You can only get their answers. You can get as close as possible, and you can only then put it amongst all the other research to see where's that bell curve, where's the normative data in that. And I think I don't think it'll be too long before we've got something more. When you've got someone like Elon Musk doing a Neuralink that links your brain to your computer, you can control it in that way. Someone's going to reverse engineer that and start plugging into your brain and figuring out what's going on in there. That type of stuff does scare the shit out of me, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think it's already there, to be honest, in a soft form, if you know what I mean.
It has to be, because anything that we're getting now is what, let's say, Apple, Facebook, any of those they were doing 5-10 years ago. They've been developing this 5-10 years ago. So when I pull out my iPhone, that's something that they had 5 years ago that they were developing, as in hardware or even the software. So it wouldn't surprise me if they've got something already or something very rudimental in that.